A conversation about people that like to travel and what you should watch out for. If you're gonna travel, I mean, like traveling around states, around the world, no matter what it is, where you go, you always have to be very cautious on who you go with, where you're going, and if you know the area. If you haven't looked up the area on the internet or on any did any research about those certain areas, the best bet is to do that. Literally do that. Ask around, ask your friends. Is this where have you ever been to this area? What's this about and stuff like that. If you're going to another country and you're either going there for work, going there for pleasure, especially pleasure. Going there for pleasure, definitely find what you're doing, where you're going, and who you're gonna hang out with. Because just like in the U.S., there's always people that are gonna be trying to rob you. Uh, Sad if something actually happens, if someone tries to harm you or harm your family. That actually happens to people. That's like saying Brazil. People get certain areas. People get robbed, either killed, drug use, stuff like that. Those things happen there in certain areas. Not saying the whole, complete Brazil, but in certain areas. I'm not gonna name, in certain areas. Salvador. But yeah, and Sao Paulo, to that place too. Um, but I forgot the other one. But there's another place that everyone loves to travel to. I say that's a wonderful place to travel to, but that has the most. That's like the most dangerous spot, so-called the most dangerous spot, um, that you would ever want to go travel to. Some spots in that area is really nice, but other spots is like, yo, very careful. Don't speak any English. If you know Portuguese, you don't know Portuguese, brush up on your damn Portuguese before going somewhere and not knowing anybody there. You don't know no one there, you better freaking start learning Portuguese and know what you gotta speak and know what you gotta say. Same with any country. The only thing is that people will know that who you are because of your accent. That's the only problem. You will work on that accent of the the dialect on how the person speaks, on how people speak. They will know that you're a tourist. I mean, off the back, they'll know that just by the clothes you wear, just by the how you speak, and you gotta be very careful about that. Some people will try to either rob you, try to do something to you, whatever it may be. And this one girl, she said she was going to. I was talking to her at one point. She said she was going to. I think it was somewhere in China, and she was like, "I'm gonna go there because I want to be a teacher, a student teacher, like teaching kids that are like between very like very young, like maybe I guess like 1 or 2, all the way up to 4 years old, I guess." And she wanted to be a teacher. She's teaching kids how to speak English. I'm like, cool. You're teaching Chinese kids on how to speak English. That's awesome. And she's like, I have everything I need to go there. All I need is just the money, and I gotta save that up to go there. And another thing I will also talk about is relationships. When you are in a relationship with someone and you want to think about moving to another country that they're not in, that the person that you're in the relationship with is not in, and you want to move to a different country just to pursue your dreams, fantastic. You can do that. You can pursue your dreams in any country you want. Literally, you can pursue your dreams in any country you want, any kind of country you want. It doesn't matter. Um, Especially if the person is in, let's just say, the U.S. The person is in the U.S. that she wants to talk to, and she's in uh, Canada. Just throwing that out there. She's in Canada, he's in the U.S. or whatever, vice versa. Uh, you want to go to China, which is another 1,000, 2, 3,000 miles, you know, wherever it may be. You could live south, next month, whatever it may be. I can't add. But you want to go to China, and he doesn't like traveling, but you love to travel. If you love traveling, why don't you travel to where he lives at and take a clear test of living in the U.S. or living where he wants to, that's closer to him. That's if you like the dude. That's the thing. That's if you like him or love him. If you really love somebody, you would take the initiative to move where they are. Whether you're a man or a woman, you would take the initiative to move where they are. Especially if the woman really likes you and she's gonna move to another country that ain't yours, that where you live at, but she's gonna move to a different country. She has the mindset, say, you know what, if I can do that, then I can move here and move with the guy that I want to be with. Especially since if you've already had sex with the guy, you already met the dude, and you had sex with him, and all the other stuff. If you already done that, then I'm like, what's the point of you not being with the dude? You say you want to take it slow. Having sex with a person ain't taking it slow. That's a totally different story. But in traveling from one area to the next, you have to make sure you really want to be there. Because this girl even said this. I don't know what will happen when I get to that country, and she doesn't. She gets this kind of thing of when she goes to that country, she's gonna be like, well, then I want to stay here. I don't want to get up and move to another place because I've already set my goal towards this, and I'm gonna stick to this. So pretty much is what she's gonna do, but I'm assuming this. So what she probably may do, go there when the time comes. She's gonna stay there. Either stay there. That's just one area. She's gonna think about staying there, and then the guy is gonna be like, well, where do we go from here? Because the traveling back and forth to different countries, and she says she loves to travel. She wants to travel from China all the way to the United States to go see this dude. I think it's quite dumb, to be honest. Because that's a waste of money. Every year or every 2 years, that's a waste of bloody money. Going back and forth every single time. Maybe like once or twice, you go there to see him, and he comes there to see you. Once or twice or whatever, and you both need to see where this relationship is going. Because if you make the decision of going to another country and not caring whatever about him, you're gonna do you anyways, and he's gonna do him. And might I say, they met each other online, so that's where that love relationship is growing. It's growing online. Hey, if you got someone that you're going to that's online, by all means, do what you gotta do. But make sure that person actually cares about you. Because if they don't care about you, they gonna do their own thing, and they gonna say, well, if it comes down to it, it comes down to it. If it comes down to that you and I are together, then so be it. Let us be together. But if it doesn't come down to that, and I'm not gonna waste my time and not really care. I really wouldn't care. You're just an online dating. You're just online dating. You're not really dating in real life. That's what she says. That's what most people say. But my thing is, if you met each other and you had sex with each other and you literally physically met each other and you made love to each other, your boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't care what you guys say. Your boyfriend and girlfriend. You're already dating. You can, and don't get me wrong, because people might say, well, you can go around, meeting people and have sex with them and not really be boyfriend and girlfriend. But she got this mentality saying, I would want to have sex with someone that I'm not dating. Guess my drift? So, you just pretty much proved your own theory saying that you are dating the person. So since you're dating the person and you love having sex with that person, why not be with them long term? Not just wasting, taking time doing other stuff, going somewhere else instead of building your life with that person and going towards that individual and that individual going towards you. You both are literally going the opposite directions. That's one thing people gotta realize too when it comes to relationships. Especially being a boyfriend and girlfriend, you have to build a relationship, getting closer and closer together. To one person said, I remember one time I was talking to them, a different person. She said, "It's not being on the same page; it's being on the same book or in the same book, pretty much. Like your whole life story is pretty much blended together, like one page, one book, that kind of thing." So I was like, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Putting that concept in with the situation, that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people don't think of that. They really don't. They just think of that one page situation. So when you both get off that one page, one person goes one way, the other person goes the other way. You're both like each other, and you do your own thing, she does her own thing. And what happens if you know that they may have children together one day? She's gonna be like I'm not knocking out feminist women. That's a disclaimer. Not doing that. But women that want to act like feminist and do act are feminist, and which the girl that I'm talking about actually is a feminist. Um, if she has a kid with the dude, the guy has the right, you know, to say what goes on with the child, and so does she. You both do. Just because she's carrying the child, he has the sperm in his pouch down. I call it a pouch because maybe kids in here watching this. So, yeah, she's carrying the baby in her. So, at the end of the day, you both have the right to figure out what goes on with the baby, that kid, that child, not kid. Sorry, I didn't call it a goat. The child. At the end of the day, you both have the right to do that. If she tries to give you no right on what goes on, what goes and says about with that child, something's wrong. Really, something is literally wrong. And that's another thing that I want to talk about too. Women that they claim they have no rights. They claim they have no rights. Some women literally claim they have no rights, just like some men that are black claim they have no rights. That's true in its own way, per se. It's quite true and quite not true. It's like I gotta kind of pause here because I don't know how that's technically supposed to be. It's not an ultimatum. I don't know. But it's quite sucks. It really does suck though, because one spectrum, you do have a lot to say when it comes to kids, babies, money. When it comes to if you want a divorce from a dude, you have a lot to say, and you get a lot of things done for you. For the men, that ain't possible. That's nowhere near possible. Even though we both are caregivers, because literally we're both freaking caregivers. You gotta have a mother and a father to be a caregiver for the child. So at the end of the day, you're both caregivers. If the one parent wants to act like they're more of a caregiver than the other one is, and the other parent, and the other parent doesn't want to admit, no, and try to, say, yes, I'm here for the child, I'm here for you and the child. Forget about all the crap that we've been through and all the stuff that we're like come at each other. Let's work it out for the child. And two, there are some men that literally want to have sex and not care about the damn child. I mean, after they get the kid, they don't want to freaking take care of the kid. I'm going through a whole slew of spectrums of different topics, but the main topic that I was talking to you about earlier was traveling. That's still the main topic, but I'm just adding a few other things in with it as well. You want to travel? Go ahead, travel, do what you gotta do. But when things like a child or or pretty much like child, or you having problems with someone trying to rob you, someone, trying to defend yourself in any kind of way, or trying to do any of that type of stuff, you gotta put that in the factor, and money too, as well, because you trying to go back and forth trying to see your dude, and then you go and see him, have sex with him one day, and poof, you can't go back to China and have a child, realize you have a kid by that same dude. Either you're gonna get married to the dude, or you're not gonna get married to him. You're gonna split apart, and he's gonna go his own way, and you gotta deal with a child, or either you're gonna like abort the child, which you're gonna have to deal with God after that. Actually, if you don't believe in him, you're still gonna have to deal with him anyways. So yeah. And there's a lot of things people can do to avoid those certain things, but they don't want to do that. They don't. The girl that I was talking to, she really doesn't want to do that. She got tired of her family members telling her how to live her life, telling her how to that she should have kids at a certain age, and she should be married, and she should be with a family at a certain age. Parents do that, trust me. At a certain age, parents bloody do. The reason why is because they're trying to get you to have those children when you're ready, not when you're not ready, of course, because they see that you are ready. If they don't, if they are telling you to have children, it's because they know your ass is ready. They literally know you're freaking ready. Because if you're having sex and doing what you want to do, they know your ass is ready. You are just the person that is doing the do is the one that is very scared to even have children because she doesn't know if she has the money to do so. My thing is, if you have the money to travel, you have the money to take care of a child. Literally, you got the money to travel, and you wanna, go make love to a lot of dudes, go and traveling around the world, and make money. You can do that while being married. You actually can, matter of fact. You can. I mean, not to say get married and have kids and forget about traveling. You can get married and be with someone and travel with that person everywhere you both want to go. Do what you both want to do. That's if you're in the same page, in the same book. If you're not on the same page in the same exact book, it's not going to last. That relationship will not last. I'm not saying about her relationship, I'm saying relationships in general. will not last if you're not on the same damn page, in the same book. Working things out to make sure you both have a life together, not just a life apart. Because I can do a life apart on my own, and doing my own thing. I ain't gotta worry about the person if I'm with somebody or whatever, what have you. I ain't gotta worry about them. They just go worry about themselves. But being in a relationship and being married to someone, you have to not worry, you have to think about them, not worry about them, think about them. Think of the consequences of your actions, and they also have to think of the consequences of their actions when it comes to you and them together, because you're both together as one, not are one, or not as one. You are one, not as one, because it doesn't say that in the Bible. You are one in the Father. So, in saying that, people out in YouTube town in the world, you gotta actually throw that old news that you had in the back of your mind saying that you don't have to be together, or you don't have to you don't have to actually know if you love this person or not to be with this person. You have to know that. You literally have to know that. I probably just mixed that up. Because a lot of people will say, oh, I don't know if I really want to live with this person. I don't know if I really want to go to China. I don't know if I really want to go to the US. I don't know if I really want to go to Brazil. I made a decision. I went to Brazil. Yeah, I went for 2 reasons. One, to have fun, and the second reason, to meet the love of my life. Both reasons. And to meet her family. Okay, that's 3 reasons. But, yeah, that's what I did. I did that for that reason. And it was a very, very good reason. And to be honest, still working to this day. It still works. So, but I'm not talking about my laptop. Trying to keep in me. Okay, nah. Awkward. But we have to cut this short a little bit because this one's getting kind of long. I'll probably do another video literally talking about the same situation. Just give me a few minutes, and like, subscribe if you want to hear more about my stories and about my life and stuff. I don't know if my life or like other people that I talk to and their lives and my lives with their lives and stuff like that. Yeah. One eyebrow. Do you smell like Rock is cooking? No, we don't. Nobody knows. But like, subscribe, and hit that thumb button. Yeah. Thumb buddies. I'm done. Sorry.